the night that changed my life. That night, I experienced the biggest shock of my life. After years of marriage and 2 beautiful children, I had been truly happy. I never expected anything to change when I came home early that day. But when I walked into her room and saw the determined look on her face, I was speechless. Was she planning a weekend getaway, or was this a betrayal that would shake the foundation of my life? My name is Bill Miller. At the time of this incident, my wife, Lori, and I had just celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary. We met at university and got married right after graduation. Together, we have 2 wonderful daughters, Kelly and Erin. Kelly had just started university, and Erin was 6 weeks away from graduating high school. We sent Kelly to the state university, and Erin was considering attending the same school. Like typical siblings, they had their differences, but we were proud of them. However, Kelly's departure left a huge gap in our family. I work as a partner at a large accounting firm, and Lori is a director at a building materials company. Although she studied English at university, she chose a different career path. Financially, we were stable. We had a nice house, a new car, and a comfortable lifestyle. But in recent weeks, I had noticed a change in Lori. She seemed distant, lost in her thoughts. At first, I didn't think much of it, but little did I know, my life was about to take a drastic turn that I didn't question Lori's distant behavior too much. That Friday, I left work early. Erin was away at a school camp for the weekend, which meant it was just Lori and me at home. I saw this as the perfect chance to reconnect, so I planned a romantic dinner to rekindle our relationship. Maybe, deep down, I had sensed something was wrong. But instead of confronting it, I chose to fix it in my own way. When I arrived home, I noticed Lori's car in the garage. She had left work early too. I stepped inside and walked toward our bedroom. "Honey, I'm home," I called out. "Yes, I'm here," Lori answered. As I entered the room, I saw her standing in front of the mirror, putting on makeup. She was wearing the elegant black dress I had given her for Christmas last year, along with a pearl necklace. Next to her was an open suitcase, and she was carefully packing a few clothes. At that moment, my heart sank. This wasn't the romantic weekend I had imagined. The truth hit me like shattered glass. "Are we going somewhere?" I asked hesitantly. "You didn't tell me, but I can get ready quickly." "Where are we going?" The excitement in my voice vanished the moment I heard her response. Lori lowered her head and spoke softly. "Bill, I'm sorry, but I have a date this weekend. I wasn't going to tell you, but since you came home early, I need to explain." The word date echoed in my mind. How could dating and marriage be used in the same sentence? Was this some kind of sick joke? I had never been so shocked in my life. "Dating? What do you mean? We don't have an open marriage, Lori. How could you do this?" Her voice remained calm but firm. "Bill, it's only for the weekend. Ever since Kelly left for college, I've felt lost. This is like therapy for me. I just need to reevaluate everything this weekend, and I'll be back on Monday morning. I'm still the same Lori. Nothing will change." Her words sent a chill down my spine. "Lori, this is crazy. How long has this been going on? Who is he? Are you cheating on me?" "No," she replied quickly. "It's not an affair. We just have lunch together sometimes, that's all. It's just a whim. He's married and has kids too. I don't want to hurt our relationship. It's just for this weekend. Please, try to understand me." The word understand burned inside me like fire. Anger burned inside me. How could she even make such a request? How could she justify it and expect me to believe that spending time with another man would somehow strengthen our marriage? I looked at Lori, searching for the woman I had loved for decades. "How can you do this?" I asked, my voice filled with disbelief. She answered firmly. "I need to feel young, beautiful, and energetic again. I hope you can understand me. It's just for the weekend, I'll be back on Monday, and everything will be the same." At that moment, I was convinced. The woman standing in front of me was not the wife I had known for years. She felt like a stranger. I couldn't find the right words, couldn't even form a coherent response. Taking a deep breath, I finally spoke. "If you insist on going through with this, that's your choice. But before your Uber arrives, you still have time to change your mind. Think it over. Keep your phone on, only for your safety, nothing else." Lori hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Okay, but promise me you won't follow me or try to sabotage my plans. I promised. But inside, I was seething with anger. Lori's betrayal would change our lives forever. And I had already planned my next move. As she finished packing and waited for the Uber, I sat in silence, torn between stopping her and refusing to lower myself to beg. When the car pulled up, Lori grabbed her suitcase, walked out and left, never looking back. The moment she disappeared, I picked up my phone. My life was about to change. I thought of someone who had once touched my heart but never replaced Lori because I had always remained loyal. Sarah. It was time. I dialed her number, my hands slightly trembling. Sarah, it's Bill. Her warm voice instantly brought back memories. Bill. It's been years. I was just wondering how you've been. I took a deep breath and told her everything. About Lori. About the betrayal. About how I could no longer continue the marriage. There was silence on the other end for a moment before Sarah spoke softly. Bill, what do you want me to do? I didn't hesitate. I promised you that if my marriage ever ended, I would call you. And here I am. I don't want to be alone tonight. I just want to talk. Sarah agreed. That night, when I arrived at her house, she greeted me at the door with a warm smile. Her kindness and understanding eased the storm inside me. We talked for hours, about Lori's betrayal, about my emotions, about the bond Sarah and I had never explored. As the night deepened, I realized something I had suppressed for years. I didn't just want to spend the night with Sarah. I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. That weekend, I allowed myself to fully embrace the emotions I had kept buried. With Sarah, I felt complete for the first time in years. For the first time in years, I felt alive. Lori's departure that night had been a relief rather than a heartbreak. When she returned on Sunday evening, there was a sparkle in her eyes. She walked in confidently and said, I didn't see anything. Nothing has changed. I'm back. I'm still the same Lori. But what Lori didn't know was that everything had changed. That weekend was a turning point for me. Even though I wanted to believe I still loved her, my heart rejected the idea completely. I listened to her speak, my mind taking mental notes of every word. Then, finally, I spoke without hesitation. Lori, this weekend has made me realize that our marriage is over. I'm not saying I won't forgive you, but I can't continue in this relationship. I've already started the divorce process. The relief on her face quickly turned into shock and fear. In that moment, she realized her betrayal wasn't just a weekend of indulgence, it had changed everything forever. She cried and pleaded, but my decision was final. The divorce was swift and fair. When I explained the situation to our daughters, Kelly and Erin, I made sure they understood that, despite their mother's mistakes, they should continue to love and respect her. Over time, everyone adjusted to the new reality. As for Sarah and me, we rekindled what had once been a deep connection. A few years later, we got married and started a family of our own. Together, we raised 2 wonderful children and became close with Sarah's son, Jacob. Looking back, I realized that weekend was the moment my life truly changed. Sometimes, the worst betrayals pave the way for the best beginnings. Lori lost me with her terrible decision. But in the process I found true love.